noise for Tim Finnegan. Give it up for Tim.
What up, people? How y'all doing tonight? Alright, well that's what I like to hear. Well, my name's Tim Finnegan, and tonight I'd like to tell you guys a fucking story about a good friend of mine named Tommy Callahan III. He was a good friend of mine. I've known him for all these years, and I went to school with Tommy at Marquette University here in Milwaukee. Tommy was a fucking hilarious dude. We had some fond memories together. Now, when Tommy went to Marquette for 7 fucking years, and I went there for 4 fucking years, and college days were fucking awesome. And Tommy and I graduated in the same graduating class, and then after graduation we moved to Sandusky, Ohio, where Tommy was originally from. Now, Tommy's father, Big Tom Callahan Jr., owned an auto parts plant called Callahan Auto. Oh, it was a fucking awesome business. It was pretty cool that his dad owned. It was kind of family owned for him, and it was so fucking cool. So when Tommy and I arrived in Ohio, Tommy's friend Richard met us at the airport. And Big Tom had some fucking awesome surprises for Tommy, which included giving him an executive position at his auto parts plant. And Big Tom also married a lady named Beverly Barish Burns, who he met at some kind of farm or something. And then Beverly's son Paul, happened to be Tommy's new stepbrother. And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. And my friend Tommy was like, holy shnikes. So, when Tommy and I were at Big Tom's wedding, we were having fun, but at the reception, Big Tom unfortunately died unexpectedly, and it was very tragic, and we didn't know what the fuck happened. And after Big Tom's funeral, the bank planned to revoke the fucking contract with the Callahan Auto business. I'm like, holy shnikes, I can't let that shit happen. And Tommy did not want his family's business to go out of business, so we had some shit to do. So I ended up going on a road trip with Tommy and Richard, and we were going on a road trip to sell some brakes and brake pads, and we were just trying to sell that shit so that we could make money to save the business. So we were on a road trip, and Tommy was trying to sell the brake pads to many different people, but everyone just kept saying no, and Tommy almost wanted to give up on it. And when he gave up, we went to a restaurant called the Cluck Bucket. Now, when we stopped there for late lunch, Tommy wanted to order some chicken wings, but Helen, the waitress who was working there, said the kitchen was closed until dinner, and Tommy didn't like that the kitchen was closed. But even though Helen said the kitchen was closed, and my friend Tommy still, continued to build a conversation with the waitress, and he was talking about why he fucking sucks as a salesman. And his point that he made to Helen was that they were both needed to have some confidence when making sales, and so what that convinced Helen to do was to turn on the fryers and cook Tommy some chicken wings, just that he wanted. And I was like, holy shit, you did a fucking awesome job, Tommy. That's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to making sales. And I even told Tommy, look, when you're making sales, customers don't only buy the product, but they buy you. And I told Tommy he needs to kind of remain calm when he's making sales. So yeah, we kept going on more adventures, we were making more sales, and we had better luck selling brake pads. But then when we got back to the business, we still didn't have enough money, and there was other shit going on. So then later on, when there still weren't enough sales, Tommy, Richard, and I went to the airport, and we rushed on a flight to Chicago, but the flight was fully booked. So what we had to do was, Tommy had a plan, so we all dressed up as flight attendants and got on the fucking plane. And then when we got to Chicago, we went to visit with Mr. Ray Zielinski, the auto parts king. Now, when we arrived at Mr. Zielinski's place, he took us out, security took us out, but we got back in, and we got there, and it turned out that Paul got arrested for being a fraud, and, Beverly's marriage with Big Tom was never legal, and then Tommy spoke on the news about what happened, with all this shit, and how, things just weren't supposed to be how they were supposed to be. So Mr. Zielinski cut the deal off, and he gave Tommy back his business, and Tommy saved Callahan Auto business after all. And then Tommy became the new president of Callahan Auto, and holy shnikes, it was fucking awesome. That's my time. Thank you for watching tonight. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.